Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division.
And what does that mean to you?
Someone really wanted our initials to spell out S.H.I.E.L.D.
When the universe was created, each and everything was properly kept in mind by the creator. He had placed everything so correctly that nothing came out of the syllabus of him. But the challenge was yet to begin after his creation, when the evil spirit started penetrating more and more. When a problem arrives, a solution to it gets born. And that was exactly how the S.H.I.E.L.D. was formed. It's been a while in the Evo house since we've brought out all the superheroes, so stay till the end because all your favorite characters are going to share the same stage. Welcome back to Evo Chronicles, where we showcase the evolution of movies, video games, and characters. And in this video, we are going to see the evolution of S.H.I.E.L.D. and how S.H.I.E.L.D. was formed. Excited? You should be. Here we go. The principle S.H.I.E.L.D. was founded upon was pure. Protection. Protection, one word. Sometimes to protect one man against himself. Other times to protect the planet against an alien invasion from another universe. It's a broad job description. Nick Fury and Melinda May. This just gives us a basic but complete concept of what actually is S.H.I.E.L.D. The Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division, better known by its acronym S.H.I.E.L.D., is an American extra-governmental counterterrorism and intelligence agency tasked with maintaining both national and global security. Yeah, many of us might be hearing its full form for the first time, but this was created for a cause, to protect the universe from each threat that it may face at any time. S.H.I.E.L.D. was run by Nick Fury and the World Security Council in the modern age. S.H.I.E.L.D. had to deal with the significant rise in enhanced individuals, dangerous advanced technology, and alien contact. When you run an organization as humongous as S.H.I.E.L.D., then the responsibilities weigh a lot, which sometimes gets difficult to handle. This organization often operates as much as a covert agency as a quasi-military one, initially depicted as affiliated with the United States government. Later, S.H.I.E.L.D. was depicted as under the jurisdiction of the United Nations, with vast technological resources at its disposal, with UN General Assembly resolutions and legislation passed in signatory nations aiding many of their operations. But all the problems S.H.I.E.L.D. had to solve eventually led to the formation of the Avengers, a response team that was recruited to save the world during the alien invasion of Earth in 2012. The agency became publicly known after the Battle of New York. By far, the most common way to portray S.H.I.E.L.D. is as an unaccountable global entity that exists outside the constraints of world governments. The first director of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Rick Stoner, former head of the CIA, but he was quickly assassinated by Hydra, and the President of the United States recommended Nick Fury take the role. Later on, the ultimate authority of S.H.I.E.L.D. is revealed to be a cabal of 12 mysterious men and women who give Fury his orders and operational structure, leaving Fury to manage the actual implementation of these orders and stratagems. The existence of S.H.I.E.L.D. is so secret that even an upper-level agent like Fury had never heard of it before being appointed. Later versions put a board over Fury's head, made up of secretive power players. And that's how the game starts. In 2014, through the actions of Black Widow and Nick Fury, the world became aware of the fact that S.H.I.E.L.D. was infiltrated and largely controlled by Hydra. After the battle in which S.H.I.E.L.D.'s primary headquarters, the Triskelion, was heavily damaged, all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s classified files were dumped on the internet, and the agency was disavowed by the United States government and labeled a terrorist organization. This was when everyone thought that S.H.I.E.L.D. had come to an end. Despite the massive manhunt on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s agents, a few operatives scattered across the world on most secret bases remained loyal to their oath, saving the most necessary technology for future use. Fury appointed Phil Coulson the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. and tasked him with rebuilding the agency from scratch. Now, working from the shadows and hunted by almost every army in the world, Coulson used his old team as the core of S.H.I.E.L.D. and recruited mercenaries, former agents, and others to help fill the organization's ranks while simultaneously continuing the fight against Hydra. S.H.I.E.L.D. alone can't protect us. We need to find more. More weapons?
More heroes.
Nick Fury and Phil Coulson. Following his encounter with Captain Marvel, Nick Fury had an idea to employ people with special powers and abilities to defend the Earth against threats that could be too complicated for S.H.I.E.L.D. to handle. He named that operation the Avengers Initiative, after Carol Danvers' Air Force call sign. And that's how all the superheroes came to protect the universe. S.H.I.E.L.D. assisted Rogers in his capture of Loki, and then provided a prison on the helicarrier once Loki had been apprehended. His mind-controlled agents later attacked the helicarrier to free him, heavily damaging it in the process. The attack became a bitter defeat for S.H.I.E.L.D., although Fury turned one of its defining losses into the motivational push that Stark and Rogers needed. In short order, the remaining heroes set off in pursuit of Loki and began referring to themselves as the Avengers. Nick Fury was attacked by mercenaries disguised as the police. After getting the systems back online on his SUV, he managed to escape, but was then stopped by a surprise attack from the Winter Soldier. Although his car was totaled and he was badly injured, he managed to escape using the mouse hole device and hid in Steve Rogers' apartment. Rogers and Fury meet, and he tells Rogers that S.H.I.E.L.D. is compromised and not to trust anyone. Fury gave Rogers the USB with the data, and it was then shot suddenly 3 times in the chest from a nearby rooftop. Fury's departure leads to the rise of Maria Hill. This new spy master takes a much more antagonistic stance on the superheroes of the Marvel Universe. She leads S.H.I.E.L.D. in a crackdown on superheroes in the infamous Civil War arc. S.H.I.E.L.D. acts as an enforcer of the Superhero Registration Act, tracking down those unwilling to comply with the new law. Coupled with the strained legacy left by Fury, Hill's time as director is marked by deep distrust between her organization, the formerly S.H.I.E.L.D.-friendly Avengers, and the government. In the Civil War's wake, Maria Hill steps down from the position as director. She recommends Tony Stark for the job and is ultimately asked to serve as his deputy director. This isn't enormously popular. Stark's leadership is criticized as a sort of unofficial public-private partnership between Stark Industries and S.H.I.E.L.D. Around the same time, a still living but deeply underground Nick Fury uncovers files that indicate S.H.I.E.L.D. has been a subsidiary of the fascist organization Hydra for its entire existence. That's right. Hydra created the organization that most frequently foils its plans as a way to hedge their bets and ensure their vile aims would always come out on top. Even when Hydra has been defeated, they've been pulling the strings via a vast network of double agents. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s history on screen has been just as topsy-turvy and unpredictable as it's been in the comics. Founded in part by Tony Stark's father, Howard Stark, the MCU version of the agency has consistently operated since the 1950s. After a wave of supervillain attacks and alien incursions, S.H.I.E.L.D. director Nick Fury, memorably played by Samuel L. Jackson, forms the Avengers to help combat threats to Earth. So that's all for today's video. No matter whatsoever happens, S.H.I.E.L.D. will remain an organization that will make sure the universe stays safe from evil eyes. Do you think S.H.I.E.L.D. has done a good job or not? Whatever your thoughts, just make sure you let us know, as we would be happy to hear from you. Stay connected until we bring you another superhero evolution.